Hey there, it's Simon. So this should be the first video that you watch if you're just starting off with Browsio or if you're upgrading from the previous version. We're just going to create a persona project and show how to add profiles and generally just to show how it all works together. So let's just jump straight in. Let's get started. Now your copy's going to be blank over here with the exception of one demo project. It should be over here on the left hand side. It's there just to give you an example, an idea of how everything gets filled out. It's very straightforward. You can use it as a reference or just delete it. Okay, so there are folders here, and there are projects that go within the folders, and then there are tiers, and it's really entirely up to you how you want to organize things. But what we're going to do is we're going to get started straight away, and we're going to go ahead and create a folder called let's go ahead and create a folder called demo. We've already got one or two demo projects there, so I'm going to create one called demo 2. Okay, so that's their demo 2. That's going to pop out underneath there. Okay, and now we want to go ahead and create a project. And the project is going to be called Demo 2. And the profile name, this could be the name of the profile, the person. It could be absolutely anything. That generally the project name could be the name of the profile, the persona, because it's always connected to one person. Each project needs to be looked at as a person, a persona. Right? So that's generally how it all works, because a project is then connected to an instance of Firefox and Chrome and all of the other modules that you've got within Browsio. So generally it's one person per project. And that's why we have the IP, port, username, and password here. That will be then connected to this person. So generally, I like to use the name for the project. So we'll say instead of using demo 2, we'll use a name. This is my personal best practice. I'll say John Frankel. Okay, John Frankel, and the profile name. We'll say this is going to be the Gmail address. Okay, so you may want a Gmail. You may have an Outlook address. The IP, port, username, we're going to leave that blank for now. First name, John. Last name, Frankel. Phone name, we're going to leave blank for now. So we're going to John, Kel, let's say 78X2W, just to make it as unique as possible. And this could be information, a project, a profile, obviously that you've already got, or profile from your client information, profiles that you're using for anything else. What I'm doing here is literally just creating something. Let's go to use eight at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and this is a male, so you would put in whatever the relevant information is. And we'll say 1978. And we're going to leave the street and all of that blank. And we're going to do the web address in just a second when we create another profile. So don't worry about that for now. Okay. So we've now just created a project. It's going to pop up over here. So what happens is it always just when you create it, it'll come outside of the folders here. Anything else there? No, we're good. Gmail, John Frankel, phone numbers. Just going to leave that for blank for now. Leave all this blank. And that's it. Okay, save new. So there ahead, it popped up over here. And now let's say we want to add an Outlook profile. So we go right click and we do add profile. And that comes, everything pops up the same, but we leave that blank. That's the profile. So this will be Outlook. And everything else will be the same except that. Or not. It's entirely up to you. You may have a totally different Outlook address already that you want to just add in. Or you want to go ahead and create one. It's probably good to create them when you're creating them exactly the same, so that you can use them as backup emails for Gmail for one another. It just looks more natural. Generally, that's how people work. They have emails with. Most people have emails and they're all the same across them if they're using more than one provider. And again, I'm just going to leave all of this information blank. Now we've created an Outlook profile. Everything is exactly the same. Great, save profile. So now we've also got WordPress. that's completely different. So I want to add one more profile here, add profile. And now this one is going to be, let's say, John's fitness dot wordpress.com. So now I have that there as the identifier, and I'm going to show you how this all works in just a second when we open up a project. And then now I want to bring that down here, HTTPS. Okay, so now we've done that, and we need to decide if this goes into the PBN or the money site vault. And what the difference is if this is a money site, then you want to put it into the money site vault so that when you post from the interface within Browsio, what it does is it tracks automatically it tracks internally, not on any kind of a server. It tracks your ratio, your anchor text ratios, and the URLs that you're posting to within your PBN, so that you have literally a pie chart. And I'll show you in the PBN module on how that works exactly in that module, but you have a pie diagram of all of the links that you've created for that domain that's posted off to the different WordPress sites or the different PBN sites. So that's why this is important to decide what it is from here. So we're going to make this a money site, and BIA default is if you're running the IA tab, which we'll have another video and I'll show exactly how this is, but while we're here, we'll show you, I'll explain it, is if you've got multiple profiles like you have here, and you're going to be doing lots of stuff with the IA tab, and you have one profile that you want to be the default one, so that it's not always going to be asking you whenever the automation is going which profile you want to pick. So this will be the default profile that it's always going to pick when you're using the IA tab. But I'm going to show you how that works on the IA tab in detail. Okay, so we've just created this WordPress profile, added that, but I need to also make sure that the username is also edited, which is the username has to be the same username as you're using in WordPress, and the password can be whatever it is as long as it's the right password. And now save profile. So now we've got 3 profiles connected to that. So let's open up the project. Excuse me. Okay, so if you're already with Browsio and you're upgrading and you've got bookmarks in projects that you're opening up for the first time, you're going to want to import them, and there's a video showing how to do that. But if this is the first time using Browsio, then don't worry about that pop-up. Okay, so there you go, right? So now the profile, where does that profile information go? Let's say we go to Gmail, and I want to sign into my Gmail account. If I could spell. And I want to sign into my Gmail account. So what I do is I want to go ahead and, you could use the form filler, and we'll use the form filler for this one, okay? You can go ahead and click that up there, and you'll get the pop-up here. Do I want to use Gmail? Do I want to use John's Fitness? Or do I want to use Outlook? So we're going to go with Gmail, and then it will fill that for you. And we're going to do next, but it's going to say not identified. Yeah, so there is no Google account. We haven't actually created one yet. Okay, so the same thing for Outlook, whatever site you're on. So it's good. So when you're creating these personas, it's good to have one that's pretty much the same for all of them. You don't want to have different usernames and passwords for all the different sites. It's just going to get too much every single time you want to do that, and it doesn't really make sense to do it like that anyway. You want it to all pretty much be the same. Just it makes sense. I mean, you need to have different profiles for your different email accounts, right? So that's generally how you want to use that. You don't want to have hundreds of different profiles per project. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. We're going to discuss the browsers in another video altogether. I just wanted to get you started. Now you understand how how to get your first persona up. And if you've got any questions, just comment below and let me know. Talk to you soon.